Ch.1 Big Raga the opposite stopper. With this sacred treasure I summon. As the man with black hair uttered these words from his mouth, and completely white cocoon is formed behind the young man and some strings-like things are attached to the strings. After saying the incantation he said the monster's full name. Eight-handled sword divergent Sila Divine General Mahoraga. Immediately after saying the monster's full name the cocoon began to tremble and cracks seemed to appear. As this was happening a yellow-haired young man was watching this as sweat starts to appear in his body and he screams. "Damn you, do you intend to kill both of us?" the yellow-haired young man screams. The yellow-haired young man was scared of whatever was in that cocoon. The cocoon seemed to radiate a powerful yet disgusting energy. The yellow-haired young man clearly felt the energy, which seemed to scare him. The black-haired young man remains silent after hearing the yellow-haired young man words. As the cocoon start to break as cracks began to appear the black-haired young man smile and says, "If I die, I will take you with me." The black-haired young man says this as the cocoon breaks and revealing the Divine General in all his glory. The Divine General was a muscular humanoid figure with 4 wings protruding from its eye sockets and a tail-like appendage extending from the back of its head. Hovering just above this is a large 8-handled wheel that rotates as Mahoraga responds to new stimuli. Furu's incantation of the 10 sacred treasures and this wheel represent a complete cycle in harmony. Mahoraga also sports black hakama bottoms and a white sash around its waist to cover most of its lower body. Image here. The strongest monster of the 10 shadow technique has been released. The things that make it that powerful was that the Divine General possesses the ability to adapt to any and all phenomena. If it is injured by a particular attack, the 8-handled wheel will turn, allowing it to adapt. If its adversary uses that same technique again, Mahoraga will counter it. This works offensively as well, adapting attacking to efficiently break through its opponent's defenses. So no matter how powerful the enemy was the Divine General will just adapt, which makes it a terrifying enemy. Immediately after the awakening the Divine General takes his first step and appear behind the young man and immediately attack him, launching him to the side as the Divine General thinks. Where am I? Who am I? To be continued. Author note. Sorry, the release of this series is close to my exam, so I will not be exactly free to write these, but I will try. Thank you. Ch. 2. Battle. Immediately as the question came to my mind I ignored the question and looked at the black-haired young man whom I hid and I realized who he was. Megumi Fushiguro. But how am I in the Jujutsu Kaisen world? Impossible. I was just. What was I doing before? Why am I here? Who even am I? Single quote. As question like this start to pop up in my mind without any answer, my mind went to the only one possibility that explains all of this. Did I get isekai? It was a wild guess. But, after I thought about me getting isekai, I realized that it was the only answer which can solve all of my questions at the moment. But, to actually confirm this possibility, I checked my body and realized, I wasn't a human anymore. My body felt huge, strong and in structure it didn't match human body structure. My body feel like that of Mahoraga. Did I reincarnated as Mahoraga? Then what about Suku? As I was thinking about my predicament, Sukuna the king of curses launched his dismantle at me and cleaved my body in half. As my body was falling on the ground, the world around me felt like it stopped. The only thing I felt the sound of the wheel turning and the anger I felt towards Sukuna. As the adaptation finished, my upper half flew towards my lower half as my body fully healed. I rushed towards with unbridled fury for the disgrace and the it caused me. Immediately as I reached Sukuna, I tried to punch him, but Sukuna using his experience dogged the punch. By grabbing the fist, he climbing up my arm and launched multiple dismantle towards me. As Sukuna jumped and landed on the ground, my wheel moved and all the parts which were cleaved came together and healed my fully. Ch. 3. Nah, I'd adapt Mahoraga's pav. This damned bastard, Mahoraga thought. I will think about my reincarnation later, but first I will kill him, thought Mahoraga again. Immediately after thinking about that I summoned the sword of extermination, but instead of using positive energy, I laced it with curse energy and attacked Sukuna with the sword of extermination, as the sword cut through Sukuna's hand. Oh, interesting, Sukuna said with his severed hand, which he healed using reverse curse technique. This fight will be more fun, said Sukuna with an arrogant tone, as Mahoraga came and punched him in the chest and sent him flying in a building as it broke and Sukuna landed in another building as it broke, and it continued until Sukuna was standing from all the rubble. I will kill you, bastard, thought Mahoraga, as he growled while reaching Sukuna. Mahoraga knew of Sukuna curse technique was dismantle and cleaved. Cleave was a slashing attack that adjusts itself depending on the target's toughness and cursed energy level to cut them down in one fell swoop, and Dismantle was Sukuna's default ranged slashing attack that is normally used for inanimate objects, however it can also be used against cursed spirits and sorcerers to great effectiveness. And he recalled Sukuna have a fire ability. But it didn't matter, since he has the knowledge about Sukuna technique, the adaptation is much quicker, he already has some adapted techniques. One is that he can now see the Dismantle and Cleave, and the other was is a very limited form of regeneration, which allows it to call any severed part of the body and mend it together. It has a upside and a downside. The upside is that it doesn't take as much curse energy as normal regeneration and is faster, but the downside is that if a part is completely destroyed it can't be mended together. As he began to understand his adaptation, Sukuna launched himself at Mahoraga and punched Mahoraga in his guts, sending the huge beast flying. To be continued. Author note. So I need your help. I was talking to my school friend and they were showing off their subscribers on YouTube, can you guys please subscribe to my channel? I also want to brag, pleading face folded hands. The channel name is a Shimbeaster URL. You don't have to, but I really want to flex, so I will appreciate it very much. Ch. 4 VSSUKUNAAN. I just accidentally deleted this chapter while writing it, so sorry if it feels rushed, I am angry. Chapter 4 VSSUKUNA. Immediately Mahoraga came crashing into the ground, while clasping both hands together and swinging it downwards, and the clasped hand hit the road and caused a mini earthquake. Sukuna dodged the attack while cutting one of Mahoraga's arm with Dismantle. But after the arm was severed it quickly mended together as good as new. Impressive adaptation, but how much can you adapt to? Sukuna said it in a tone that gave me warning, but I was too late and Sukuna came close to me and touched my abdomen with his hand as he said, "Cleave." As Sukuna said these words, I felt like my entire abdomen was gone. Immediately as Sukuna punched my served upper half, launching it in the distance, as the wheel onto of my head spun. As two little tentacles, one from my upper half and one from my lower half, came and merged together, immediately as both tentacles merged, it got served by Sukuna's Dismantle. And the process continued for a few moments, as I heard the familiar wheel on top of my head spun, as I felt my upper half and lower half coming together and immediately felt the regeneration of my abdomen. Sukuna Pav. Interesting, Sukuna mumbled to himself. He is changing his curse energy to give it a magnetic trait, thought Sukuna. His upper half and lower half's curse energy were different, thought Sukuna again. One half has positive charge and one half has negative charge which attract the other one, thought Sukuna again for the third time. It's gonna be more fun then, I thought, Sukuna said. To be continued. Author note. Sorry for the short chapter and some drop in quality. I am pretty mad as I am writing this, so please give some power stone and subscribe to my YouTube channel Ashimbeast no space by throwing kisses. Ch.5 The end. This is gonna be fun, thought Sukuna. I jumped forwards with a slice of my sword as Sukuna dogged effortless as he turned to the left and sucker punched me in the face as I thumbled, almost falling to the ground. Twin meteorites. Recoil. Scales of the dragon, chanted Sukuna as a massive cleave came to my view. I was sliced, leaving nothing but my head and feet. Haha, I had fun, but it's time to end it, exclaimed Sukuna. Open, said Sukuna as fire began to form in his hands. There was an immense amount of power and heat gathering in Sukuna's hand. The attack could be felt by everyone in Shibuya as everyone was praying for their life that the collateral damage doesn't kill them. So, you want to fight for control, said Sukuna as the attack in his hand began to weaken little by little. I knew what was happening. Yuji was trying to stop Sukuna from launching the attack and killing many innocent people with the immense damage it will cause to the surrounding. It was my chance to come back, to take my revenge and to kill this Fukur once and for all. All needed to do was regenerate, heal fast enough and kill him while he fight for control. But my hopes were shattered as Sukuna said. But now, you don't have a chance, brat, said Sukuna as I lost my confidence to survive. Sukuna launched his final attack, killing me, while not giving me the time to adapt to this fire arrow. Phew, you entertained me enough, Divine General, said Sukuna as he looked at the scorched ground as he saw a building falling to the ground and any trace to vegetation gone, burned to a cinder. While Sukuna was enjoying the view, he noticed a weak curse energy signal coming up from a bunker. So, some bugs managed to survive, huh, said Sukuna as he made a malevolent smile. Whoever saw the grin would describe it as a grin coming from a demon. Domain expansion. Malevolent shrine, said Sukuna as a shrine lettered with skulls appeared behind him. Everything around him began to disappear as Shubio was getting slashed into pieces. Now take control, brat, said Sukuna as the marking in his face began to disappear, revealing an innocent kid crying while looking at the ground. The end.